Hey, 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 how you doing today? Hey, welcome to Brains and Bubbles Live. I'm your host, Davina Dandridge, and this is where every week we get together and talk about the bling concept. That is my concept that simplifies emotional intelligence so everyone can apply it to their lives. So everyone could learn how to master their emotions, so they can put a plan in action, so that they can become the person, the mother, the boss, the entrepreneur, the musician. You can become anything your hearts desire. You can become anything you have a passion for, anything you're talented with, that you've been blessed with gifts to pursue. You should pursue it. And, it's all about thinking. It's all about getting your emotions in a place where you can see yourself as completing your goals. Everyone talks about goals. New Year's, we got to have those goals, right? You don't even feel like you're a grown up unless you're setting some type of resolution. I say put a pin in the resolution. We are going to make a plan for success in our lives, and we can do that by harnessing and managing our emotions so we can put into action the plan and the desire that we have for our lives. So that's what I'm here to do. That's what my passion is, to show you, specifically women, how that you can do it all, so to speak. It's just that you don't do it all at one time. And you make a plan to do it in a way that best suits you and the people that you love. And I'm going to show you how to do that because I am doing it. I am continuing to do it. And I've done some great things in my life, some things that I'm very proud of, like writing the book, Brains and Baubles, Do What Works for You, because I want everyone to do what works for them. It is so, so, so vitally important. So tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll be right here sharing the knowledge, and I'll bring on guests who are going to just illustrate how emotional intelligence has benefited their lives. They're going to illustrate that while facing all types of adversity, all types of struggle, and even if you don't face a lot of struggle, just getting your mind together to pursue a goal, how beneficial it is, and how more people than you think are actually doing what it is that they want to do for their lives. So I'm waiting on my guest to come on now, but my guest, just like every guest each week, is dynamic in a unique way. And I am starting with guests that I personally know. And not only am I doing that because I already have a bond with them, and I just think to share the joy, or the reason why we have a bond, is really speaking to emotional intelligence as well, because sometimes people don't stay in touch, or they may have a connection in a way, and then you don't look at it as what it truly is. It's this connection with another human being looking to make the world better, right? So I don't want to feel like I'm all over the place. So let me get back on point. So my guest, and I hope that he will be on very shortly, um, happens to be a former student of mine. And, I love it when I stay in touch with students. We're all adults, right? And it's just that in the classroom, or at least in my classroom, I like to set up an environment where people are open and free to ask questions, to make suggestions, to really just be open in a way that they might not get a chance to do in other classes or in other classrooms. And specifically, my classroom is easy because I'm teaching humanities. And if you don't know about humanities, let me tell you, we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. Humanities is the idea of studying the arts and literature. So if you are a techie, or if you're very analytical and maybe you went to college and you studied accounting, or you can study computer science, and you don't think that there's a need for you to know about artists like Basquiat, or different points in history that were monumental to society in many, many ways, you don't see how that fits into your career. Well, I can assure you that it definitely does. Everything that has been created or is being created, or any shift in society, is based in humanities. It's based in what humans desire and what humans want and the reasons that we're here. Okay. So I don't know what to do. Let me text him and see if he is just logging on. But my guest is a former student of mine who I bonded with a group of students. This young man and several others were in this one class that I taught. And like I said, I like an open environment. And so students really got to share. But what I think was so unique is that I always take a modern spin on whatever class I'm teaching. And I decided to discuss hip hop as part of the history lesson. And I am a hip hop head, a back in the day hip hop head. So I definitely was all in. And I showed things and talked about it in a way they probably weren't expecting. But it was my goal to just share that creativity and the reasons why people create are it impact everybody. So whether you are familiar with something or not so familiar, it doesn't matter. You still have good use of it. Oh, wait, let me see. Was he just trying to? Oh, hold on. This is live. All right. All right. So hopefully he'll call me right back, message me right back. Um, anyway, I don't want to give away all of the accolades yet until I'm ready to bring them on. Um, anyway, I like to have an environment where students feel free. I mean, we're all adults and we should share ideas. And that's what I created in the classroom. And so, with social media, which I am embracing, and I have always embraced social media and technology, but I'm just saying that because this was several years ago, and we still connected on social media with an intent to stay in touch. And so I love to see what former students are doing, if I've made an impact in the smallest way or in a great way. It'd be great to get some good news, but I often get feedback that I have. And so that's great. All right. So, guys, he hasn't gotten back with me yet. So I'm going to change the direction right now because I think your time is so valuable and I so appreciate you joining on with me. So we will continue this talk at a later time, okay? But let me just keep you while I have you here. I'm always prepared to share. Okay, so there are several things that have been on my heart since we are here together. I posted lately several videos, and I always get inspired by these videos, either by a conversation that I've had, something that I've seen on TV. I love to watch dating reality shows. So I really get to see how people are thinking who are single right now. And, I just think that people should step back for a moment. If you are not finding success in dating right now, like you're not encountering the type of people or the person that you really want to get with, then I think you should just pause right now. And here's why I say this. It is not about them. So yeah, you might not be meeting the type of guys who have the standard that you want. Maybe they don't live the type of lifestyle that you're looking for. Well, it's not about them. You have to let people be who they are at this age. And let me tell you, if you're good and grown like I am, like if you are 35 and older, it should not be your aim and mission to mold anyone, to shape anyone, to convince anyone that they need to be a certain way, that they are are not. Okay. It is not your job to grow someone into an adult the way that you want them to be. So put that aside. So if you're not finding the person that you are looking for, then step back and let's do something. So, this is an impromptu, spontaneous lesson on preparing your emotions for dating. Okay. It's not so much that you have all your outside together, and maybe you have your finances together, and you have your house together, and you are in a point in your life where the only thing that is missing is a mate. There may be something else missing, and that might be the management of your emotions. And I always talk about self awareness as the first step, because self awareness lets you know what you know when you know it. Okay. So nobody can tell you about yourself when you know yourself. You know yourself, meaning that you know what triggers you, you know what makes you act differently or have a particular behavior. You know what elements, conditions, surroundings, environments make you change yourself. So, self awareness is sitting down with you by yourself, no interruptions, no entertainment, and really doing the work. Okay. Nobody can do this for you. And really, nobody can guide you through it, because everyone needs something different to get them motivated, to get them to see areas in their lives where they need to change, and it can make a great impact. Okay. So for me, I use prayer and I use exercise as a twofold. Okay. So I use prayer because I am a Christian and I have a relationship with God. And my relationship is not one that I'm forced to do anything, that I have to do anything. All I have to do is believe and keep the relationship going, develop the relationship, keep communication open, and understand the expectations. And for me, my expectations are great, right? My expectations are that I am taken care of, provided for, protected, and loved by my Father. Okay. So that's the first thing. I fortify that relationship. I'm not afraid. I'm bold enough because the door has been opened for me to come and make requests and ask and believe that I receive them. But the most important part is that I worship him, that I tell him how much I love him, how much I'm thankful for, and that I understand the promises that have been made to me. Now, if this is too deep for you, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you like what you're hearing, let me know. I mean, we can go deeper. I'm no theologian, but I am a believer. So I can only share with you what's happened to me. And I don't mind sharing. I actually want to share. I actually want to share. And then I said, that's most important. Then exercise. And he said, well, why is exercise like number two? Well, it's twofold because I don't feel like doing it. Very rarely do I feel like making time to work out. But when I do it, I have reached a triumph. I have made a goal. I've conquered something that I didn't want to do. And that's going to happen in many areas in our lives where we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to talk to someone we don't want to talk to. We're going to have to go somewhere we've never been. Maybe we're afraid, or maybe we just don't want to go. We're going to have to be nice to people who haven't been nice to us. And we're going to have to sometimes work hard for a period to achieve a particular goal. And so if I make my own schedule for what works for me, right? The book, Brains and Baubles, Do What Works for You. If I make the schedule for what works for me, then I have a very good chance of success with maintaining consistency with my workout plan. So even if I don't want to do it, I push forward. And then I have to also give myself the latitude to not do it on days when I don't feel well, or days when I have other things that take a priority. And sometimes that happens. Or if I know that I'm going to have a busy, busy day, and I usually need about 2.5 to 3 hours, including, getting dressed. So if I don't have that allotment in the morning, then I have to do it for another day. Okay. But I'm okay with that as long as I keep going and keep going. So what it does is gives me the opportunity to be stronger than my flesh. In other words, I use this instead of my emotions, the emotion of not wanting to do something. I use logic to understand that the purpose for me doing the exercise is more than just creating the body that I want. And I'm working on that. And that is a benefit that just comes with it. And boy, am I happy that I am receiving benefit for my exercise. I like it to come a little bit faster, but with consistency. Consistency is the key. So not only is exercising strengthening my mind, exercise is strengthening my body. I have a little bit of something going on, just a little bit, but it's strengthening my mind. So the other tasks that I have to do as far as meeting goals and setting goals, hey, I know I can do this. I can do this. I got this. I could do this. So when it comes to dating, sometimes we have the outside together, but not the inside. And so when we get in relationships, we start looking back at the past of the other experiences we've had in dating that we didn't like. And then we start ascribing those feelings to this new person that we haven't even given the chance to develop their own personality with us. So we have to learn with self-awareness who we are. So when things aren't going right in the early part of a relationship, we understand that, okay, it's not that this person doesn't like me. And it's not that this person isn't capable of love. It's not that this person is too busy. It's not that this person is anything, because it's not about them. Okay. It's about me understanding that this is not the person for me. And me understanding, or you, I should say you, understanding that you have to change your environment in order to change the people that you're around. So you keep meeting the same type of guy that isn't meeting that standard, then go somewhere else. Well, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Ha, ha, ha. Now, I hope that you caught this video a couple of weeks ago, because this video is really the key to the whole dating thing. And now that we're out of the pandemic, which was only a short period of time, so we can't keep putting everything on COVID and on the pandemic. Now things have loosened up. So put that excuse aside. Now, the best way to meet somebody, the best way to draw attention, the best way to really meet on a level that you want to meet someone on is by doing things that you want to do outside of looking for a mate. Do things that you want to do just for you. The things that make you happy, the things that bring joy to your life. My favorite thing is the museum. Now, if you could get me in the museum, I'll spend hours by myself or with Morgan or with my sister. Well, there are a couple of people I like to go to the museum with, but even if I'm by myself, I can spend that time in the museum and I just feel free. I feel like I'm in the place that I want to be. And I can imagine that if a stranger saw me in the museum and I'm really, really having a great time, that I probably look a little brighter, a little shinier, a little lighter, a little more approachable in an environment where I feel happy and free. So the museum is it for me. Maybe you like ballroom dancing, or roller skating or going to the gym or hiking or playing an instrument or you like going to the orchestra. Whatever. It doesn't matter if you don't have friends going. It doesn't matter if you don't think men go there. It doesn't matter anything because it's not about anyone but you. What do you want to do? And the reason why I say this is because you look the most attractive when you're in a pleasing environment. If you've ever gotten a massage, right, and you got the massage and this masseuse hit all the right spots and you leave out and somebody said, oh, you just have a glow about you. Oh, you just look so. That's because you were in an environment that made you happy. So your job, instead of signing on for an app, instead of spending time, chasing someone that you knew from the past, instead of going out, going to the club just for the sake of going and going to networking events that have nothing to do with anything that you're interested in. It just happens that these are people who are meeting in a club. Instead of wasting your time doing that, why don't you do things that you want to do? Same effort, same money. Put your clothes on, do whatever it is that you do, go do that thing. This applies to men. This applies to men. It's not about the game necessarily. It's not about sitting on a perch waiting for somebody to approach you. It's not about having the best line. It is about being authentic. You want to meet somebody authentic, then you got to be authentic. Okay, so that's part one of my soapbox. So the key to relationships is not looking for relationships. And you have to do that by being confident in yourself. You don't need another person to make you whole. They are not responsible for your happiness. If another person isn't responsible for your happiness, then who is responsible for your happiness? You're responsible for your happiness. You are the one that's responsible. So only you know what's going to really make you happy. And so here's the advice that I would give you. If you're at a point in your life, and for most women, that point happens at several points throughout your lifetime. When you graduate from college, okay, what do I do next? When you get married or you get into a serious relationship, then you have decisions that you have to make. So becoming a newlywed and being married, that's an adjustment. Having children, that's an adjustment. Your children going off to college, whoa, that is an adjustment, especially in your pocket. Anyway, uh, then when your child graduates and now they're an adult and they're going off on their own, now your life is different. You moved up in your career, or you've decided you no longer want to work in corporate America, or you no longer want to do what you've already done. Now you're ready to fulfill a dream. You have to first have a sense of self and make yourself happy. That should be your goal, making yourself happy. Yeah, it's always great to have someone to share happy moments with, to live the commercialized holidays like Valentine's Day, and if you're from the Midwest, Sweetest Day, to be able to have a mate, to go on trips, to go to concerts, yada, yada, and yada. Yeah, and have sex, which, all right, eh, with someone you're not in love with. Yeah. So, and look, if you want to know more of my views on that, I have some views. I have some views on sex and relationships. Oh, do I have views? And yeah, okay, let me get back to my topic. So, you know, you gotta make yourself happy. And if you could be happy, and I'm not saying you do everything for yourself, like, but the things that you want to do them. But the thing that you should do is sit down with a notebook, get a fresh notebook. You don't have to go, order something fancy. Get a notebook from a dollar store. And I want you to just take 2 days And everything that you think about in a dream and a passing thought that you want, that would be nice. Oh, it'd be nice if I could do that. Oh, it'd be sure. Jot it down. Take everybody else out of the equation. If no one else had any impact, or if no one else would be impacted, if you were just out here in the world alone, what are the things that you would do? Most people don't even know. They haven't taken the time to even learn. I've asked people, you know, well, tell me something special about yourself, or tell me something nobody knows about you. Oh, I don't have anything special. Are you kidding me? Everybody has something special about them. You might not have taken the time to look at yourself and see that there is something special about you, but you need to do that. You have to be your own best cheerleader. If you don't tell yourself that you're good, that you're great, that it's possible, who's going to tell it to you? You can't leave that as someone else's responsibility to make you happy. Now, other people can add to your happiness. They definitely do. Other people can support you in your dreams, but you have to actually have a dream and plan that dream so others can support you. You got to be able to have somebody to tell about this dream who is going to at least be positive, if not supportive. So then you got to know who you're working with. But the first person is you. You have to believe that it's possible for you. And if you say, well, I don't know, I can't believe that it's possible for me. I'm just little old me. I'm not this special. I don't. Look, you better get to finding out about yourself. You are special. You better get to finding out about yourself. Take that notebook, write down every passing thought of something that you want or a desire that you have. You might already know what those things are. It's something that you've been dreaming about. Maybe you want to be an interior decorator. Maybe you want to work in flowers. Like I used to be a floral designer, a good one too. Maybe you want to be a floral designer, whatever. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be something that other people agree with. It doesn't even have to be something that other people know about, because maybe they don't. Maybe you have a thought that's just been in your mind. You know what? It would be so much easier if only this thing existed. Or somebody needs to create a such and such and such and such. Listen, you had that thought. You might not be the only one that had that thought, but you can have a thought and do something about it. Do something for you. Time is moving on. If you're in your 30s, look, 40 gonna get here, it seems like in 2 years. If you're in your 40s, there might be a little drag here and there. But listen, you get to 50 faster than you think. Time is moving on. Time is moving on. It waits for no one. So while you are doing what other people think you should do, while you are not giving yourself time to even contemplate who you are. And look, I get it. You might have to sit in the car in the driveway for 15 minutes just to get that thought. Or you might have to go in the bathroom and just close the door just to get that time to think. But there is some time that you can get to think. Okay. So there's no excuse for that. You have to do this. Okay. So you figure out those things, take 24 to 48 hours, and then look at it. Look at it. And then there are other steps that you have to do, but at least do that one. Consider yourself first for a change. Yeah, I know you got responsibilities, people depending on you, and you're looking at this list and you're even thinking about this list and saying to yourself, how am I going to do that? Um, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. How are you going to do that? I was saying, wait a minute. So he might be logging on, and we'll just have to hit it and hit it and hit it, because I want to be careful for your time. But you know what? Maybe I won't do that. Maybe we will stay on target, because I love this topic. Let me. You know what? Being live is really fun. It's really, really fun. And Things happen when you go live that you don't expect. But I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to edit. I am going to keep giving you what you need. So why don't we do this? Do the step that I just said. Get that notebook, take 48 hours, and just jot down all of the wonderful things that come across your mind. Keep it by your bed. When you wake up first thing in the morning and you have a thought, maybe it came from a dream, maybe if you remember the dream, write it down. When you write it down, leave it. Don't edit it. Don't overthink it. Just write it down. Anything is possible. Remember, we're thinking as if there is no one else who's going to be impacted by this dream or these dreams. So more than one. We're going to keep on going. You got 48 hours. There's no number too great and no number too few. If you can only think of 3 things, hey, that's a start. Then what I'd like you to do, I would like you to send me a message. Send me a message and say, hey, I did that list. And then maybe I will do something on the next go round and add the next step to it so that you can continue on this journey. Hey, the whole goal here is to get people to embrace the bling concept. The bling concept is the simplified idea of emotional intelligence that I have put together. I've been living it, I've been teaching it, I've been showing other people all about the bling concept. And the first step of the bling concept is to believe that you can do the thing. And so in order for you to believe, you have to know what that thing is that you want to do. So take the time to do that. And everything that we want can happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So I'm just going to say that. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So we have to develop the belief within our own situation, in our relationship with God, with our family, with all of the support that we have, and within ourselves that we are worthy, okay, of having a beautiful life. If you don't think you're worthy, who will give it to you? So listen. Come back next Tuesday, 6 p.m. right here on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn, and see the live video. Listen, I am the special guest today, but that's not to say that next week there won't be somebody else dynamic who's going to deliver. And when I say that they're going to deliver, there is something for everyone in this program. But I'm specifically talking to women in the sense that we have a lot more responsibility in certain ways for the nurturing aspect of lives that really impact our emotions. So it's important for women who are in the role of a nurturer, whether they're in a relationship or not, they are nurturer to other members of their family, to their children, to their mothers. We're nurturers, okay? So with that, we want to live a life and we have responsibility. My goal is to show you how to manage your emotions so you can bring joy and happiness in your life and live the life that you desire. And it's a work in progress for all of us. It doesn't end. I am on this journey with you. Right? I have the tools. My process has accelerated, and I want to show you that process. But the first step is you. So tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can get a hold of me at my website, www.davinadandridge.com. I hope you enjoyed tonight's lesson. If you did, let me know, and maybe I'll do some more things like this. So next time, I'll see you next time. And don't forget to be your emotionally intelligent self. All right.